You see this right here? This is why we never lose hope. Hi everyone and welcome in. Today we're discussing all the big announcements from the September Nintendo Direct. Let's start off with our first reveal of the day, the next game in the Fire Emblem series, Fire Emblem Engage. The game centers around a war that took place 1,000 years ago between the game's continent Helios and a beast called the Fell Dragon. Past heroes were successful in defeating and imprisoning the dragon, but now there are fears of a resurrection. In this trailer, we meet Aliar, our protagonist, who seems to be a remnant from the original war, since he says,
1,000 years? That's how long I've been asleep.
We also meet some of the other units from the game. These characters wear rings that allow them to summon heroes from other worlds, in our case other games. These hero summons are going to be called emblems, and will include classic characters like Marth and Celica. It looks like Aliar is going to be able to use Marth and Sigurd as emblems, so I'm wondering if they'll be able to use all the other protagonists as well. However, we see this female character called Celine summon Celica as an emblem, so protagonists are not locked to Aliar. I'll be interested to see what other past characters return as emblems. The title Engage comes from these characters' ability to engage with an emblem, essentially fusing together with them to make an ultra-powerful form. This is a pretty cool fan-servicey mechanic and makes Engage really seem like a celebration of the series. To me, Engage looks more inspired by the 3DS era Fire Emblems than it does Three Houses, with its colorful art style and heavy dragon theming. I think this is a positive, especially since we just got Three Hopes, and I'm really liking the new look. There's also a collector's edition coming with the game when it releases early next year on January 20th. Really pumped for that. As I predicted, we did get the reveal of the new Xenoblade Chronicles 3 hero that was teased at the reveal of the expansion pack. This is Ino, a mechanical female hero with the Defender class Noponic champion. We were also given a bit more detail on challenge mode, which looks pretty much the same as what we got in Xenoblade 2. Either way, I'm pumped to get a little more time with these characters, and excited that the hero for the next wave was teased in this silhouette. My prediction of an October release date also came true, as this second wave is coming October 13th. Excited to check that out right before Mario Rabbids. The theme of the first post-launch Splatoon 3 Splatfest was revealed, with the question being, what would you bring to a deserted island? Gear, grub, or fun? I'm personally undecided, but for now I'm thinking gear, so I don't die. It's cool to get an update so soon after the game's launch, and I'm happy to be jumping into another Splatfest starting in just a few weeks on September 23rd. A little later, when I heard this vocal rendition of the theme, I knew it was Octopath Traveler 2. This is something I never expected, and definitely one of the biggest surprises of the whole Direct. Our newest addition in the HD 2D family of games brings us 8 new travelers, and they all look great. Overall, Octopath 2 looks very similar to the first, but with some nice new updates. For example, path actions now differ whether it's daytime or nighttime, which is going to lead to an even deeper RPG all around. Octopath Traveler was already a ton of content, and with these 8 new interconnected stories, we're going to be spending a lot of time with this one when it launches February 24th. When it comes to Nintendo Switch Online news, today was the N64 blowout. 9 new titles were revealed for the service, and big ones at that. Pilot Wing 64, Excitebike 64, and 1080 Snowboarding were some of the smaller ones, and we also got reveals for Mario Parties 1 through 3 and Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2. This is fantastic news, as I was starting to doubt these titles were ever going to make it over to Switch, especially the Stadium games. Now it's just on Pokemon to release the classic Game Boy games on Switch so we can have those transfer pack features. In terms of release timing, the first 2 Mario Party games are coming this year, while the third one and both Pokemon Stadiums are coming 2023. It was left up in the air if online multiplayer would be available in the Mario Party and Pokemon games, but I'm assuming that it will, and if that's true, I'll definitely be revisiting these for a nostalgia kick. The expansion pack segment ended with the big reveal of GoldenEye also coming to the service with online play. The release date was left vague, only saying coming soon, but a huge deal nonetheless. Later on, we were treated to a couple of Mario series updates. First, Pauline and Diddy Kong coming as playable characters to Mario Strikers Battle League. And then the reveal of 2 courses for the Mario Kart 8 Booster Course Pass coming this holiday. A couple nice picks here being Peach Gardens from the DS and, fittingly, Merry Mountain from Mario Kart Tour. Glad to see Peach Gardens making a comeback, as it's one of my favorites from the DS, and of course, Merry Mountain is a nice festive ad from Tour. Can't wait to do some races there around Christmas time. Alright, this is about when I lost my sanity and had to take a walk around the block to calm down. Miyamoto comes on and I'm fully expecting a Mario movie trailer, which is cool. I'm definitely excited to see that, and you know, things kinda go on from there. He mentions the Mario movie and then...
Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about Pikmin.
Excuse me?
Pikmin.
Come again?
Pikmin. Pikmin. Pikmin.
I actually had to double take and make sure I wasn't still dreaming, but the dream almost turned into a nightmare as he went on and on about Pikmin Bloom. You should have seen me pacing around my office. It was quite a sight. It's embarrassing. I swear if this was just a quirky segment from Miyamoto talking about how he's been enjoying Pikmin Bloom, which is definitely possible by the way, knowing the guy, it would have been the biggest buzzkill ever. But finally, after 10 long years, we finally got word, straight from the source's mouth mind you, that Pikmin 4 is no longer a myth, it is a thing and coming next year. Unfortunately, we didn't see much of the game itself, but we did get a logo and this cool perspective shot, confirming Brittany's existence in the game. Miyamoto did mention that we'll be seeing the world of Pikmin 4 from the Pikmin's perspective, so this seems to be a confirmation of a new, lower camera angle as opposed to the overhead angle we're used to. I'm excited to see what that will look like when we eventually see gameplay. Miyamoto also mentioned one more thing, that he worked to simplify the controls so we can further concentrate on the core essence of Pikmin gameplay. I'm taking this to mean the controls will be more refined and easier to navigate, so there can be more of an emphasis on strategy and task management, which is music to my ears. I'd like to pat myself on the back here for staying faithful and predicting this game to show up in every direct for like the last 8 years, so I'm just here to say, I told you so. And for all the fellow Pikmin fans that I know are out there, I'm with you. Tears of joy for this one, and I'll remember this Direct for a long time. As our 40 minutes for the Nintendo Direct was starting to wind down, we got another massive surprise with the reveal of yet another Kirby game. And hey, I'm not complaining. Next year, we're getting a Return to Dreamland remake on Switch, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. HAL Labs really went all in for the 30th anniversary, and this might end up being our final gift. Deluxe is an HD remake of the Wii side-scroller, and it looks pretty faithful to the original with some nice new added content, including the all-new mecha copy ability which lets you use guns and fists. Plus, 4-player co-op returns in the main game, as well as multiplayer for the sub-games. This one is looking awesome with its souped-up visuals, and I like the hard black outlines on the characters, giving it a pretty distinct look. Return to Dreamland is landing on February 24th of next year, making that a very busy month. And finally, the main event, and one more thing, the last segment gave us another short tease of the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Except now we can stop calling it that once and for all, as we got the long-awaited title reveal. The game is going to be called The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I like that name a lot, and the new footage looks especially exciting. There is a lot here, so I'll leave the whole lore analysis thing up to the professionals, but it feels like this is finally starting to materialize into an actual game. At the beginning, there's a lot of this imagery reminiscent of the first trailer we got for the game. For example, the falling princess depicted in the cave markings. It will be very cool as we get more details to see how it all connects. Also, it's pretty clear that we're looking at two different links here, and judging by some of the stuff we've already seen that looks like time manipulation, I'm starting to believe there will be some sort of time travel element in this game, possibly similar to the one in Ocarina of Time. And this thing that Link lands on here at the end, it looks like some sort of ancient flight technology. I wonder if that's what we're going to be using to navigate the floating islands, or if we'll just be relying on the free fall. It's looking like there will be floating landmasses all over the world map, so this game is clearly going to be massive. It feels like an eternity from now, but Tears of the Kingdom now has a firm release date of May 12th, 2023. Even with all the other announcements today, this is still my most anticipated game for next year, so I was thrilled to see more of it to close out the Direct. What did you think of the Direct today? I think it was a 10 out of 10 personally, and I didn't even really cover all of the great third-party stuff that was announced. I'm probably a little bit biased due to some of my favorite franchises having the spotlight today, but with a new Fire Emblem, Octopath 2, Pikmin 4, Return to Dreamland remake, and a new Zelda being shown, this may have been, in my opinion, the greatest ever Nintendo Direct. Only thing that comes close for me is E3 2019. But let's not compare, and let's only enjoy the fact that 2023 is looking extremely bright for Nintendo. I'm excited to talk about all of these games with you in the near future, and a big thank you for sticking it out with me today. I'll see you in the next video for more quality Nintendo content, once I get over that post-direct depression.